September every year can be regarded as the Spring Festival Gala in the technology and digital circles, because during this period, mobile phone manufacturers such as Apple and Huawei will launch new flagship models, various black technologies will follow one after another, and related topics will become more popular. It will be a hot search on various internet platforms, and this year is no exception, but Cook miscalculated. After the iPhone 15 price was revealed, a strange phenomenon occurred. Welcome to subscribe to Silicon Dragon. We are a YouTube channel focusing on chip technology. We will bring you the latest technology information on the technology war between China and the United States. The influence and market position of Apple's iPhone is very high. Since the release of the first iPhone in 2007, it has been one of the leaders in the smartphone market, with high sales every year. In the early years, the iPhone was the target of imitation by major mobile phone manufacturers, and its cutting-edge innovative design became the benchmark for the mobile phone industry. Moreover, the iPhone has always been positioned as high-end, and its price is generally higher, so it has a high brand image and value in the minds of consumers. In addition, Apple has built a complete ecosystem, including hardware, software, applications and services, which is also one of the important advantages of the iPhone. Therefore, even though the innovation level of iPhones has been limited in recent years, and the cancellation of the included charger has been criticized, it has not affected the sales of iPhones. People who should buy them will still buy them. The prices of Apple's iPhone 15 series, which will be released on September the 13th, have been revealed, which has also attracted a lot of attention, according to breaking news, due to the increase in costs. Some models will increase in price. There are 4 series of iPhone 15. The starting prices of the regular iPhone 15 and Plus versions are 5,999 and 6,999 yuan respectively, while the starting prices of the Pro and Pro Max versions are 8,999 and 9,999 yuan respectively. This price will be much higher than that of the previous generation iPhone 14. The top Pro Max already starts at 10,000 yuan, although this is in line with Apple's pricing style. Cook miscalculated. It may be difficult for this year's iPhone 15 to create another sales legend. After the iPhone 15 price was revealed, a strange phenomenon emerged. That is, there was not much discussion about this new phone on the internet, and expectations for the new phone were not very high. There are 2 main reasons. The first reason is, the innovation of iPhone 15 is still not too high. Before the iPhone 15 was officially released, Tesla founder Musk made a comment, saying, "I don't know the difference between my current iPhone and the previous version. The camera is 10% better." Musk's implication is that the new iPhone 15 will be replaced. There won't be much innovation. It's still just squeezing toothpaste. Of course, there will still be changes. The biggest change is that the iPhone 15 series will be replaced with a Type-C interface, and the ancestral Lightning interface will be abandoned. Apple's replacement of interfaces is still mandatory under EU regulations. Otherwise, Apple will definitely not give up the very profitable charging interface accessories market. The consistent design style may cause iPhone 15 to lose many consumers. In addition, the second reason that affects the expectations of iPhone 15 is that Huawei mobile phones are back. Huawei quietly started selling Mate 60 Pro at the end of August, and also launched Mate 60 Pro Plus and Mate X5 on September the 8th. Many of Huawei's flagship mobile phones are now on sale. Judging from the rush to buy new Huawei phones online and offline, this year's Mate 60 series will be well stocked. Even if it is temporarily out of stock, it can be put into production soon. It is said that Huawei has placed orders for 5 million to 6 million Mate 60 series mobile phones. Huawei mobile phones are back, and the popularity of iPhone 15 has been affected. Almost all Mate 60 series mobile phones are hotly searched on the internet platform. Moreover, Huawei started selling new phones more than 10 days before Apple, it has already seized part of the high-end mobile phone market share. What is the probability that consumers who have replaced Huawei's new phones will continue to choose iPhone 15? Woolen cloth. I'm afraid I've already paid for a new Huawei phone. Cook completely miscalculated. The iPhone 15, which has been prepared for a year, uses a new charging interface. It may be equipped with a smart island, as standard for the entire series, and it may also have upgraded performance configurations, etc., but no one expected that Huawei mobile phones would make a strong comeback, coupled with Apple's own lack of innovation. Expectations for the iPhone 15 were not as high as imagined. Under such circumstances, it is not easy for Apple to create a sales myth. Huawei's mobile phone business has gone through a difficult 3 years. Who still remembers that at its peak, Huawei's mobile phone business surpassed Apple and Samsung to become the world's #1. At that time, Huawei's two high-end product series, Mate and P series, coupled with Honor's mid to low-end market share, enabled Huawei to ship hundreds of millions of mobile phones annually. But everyone knows what happened to Huawei's mobile phone business, from operating systems to chips. In the past 3 years, Huawei's global market share fell to 3%, and its Chinese market share fell to 7%, less than 10% of the market. Such competitiveness is no match for Apple. Today is different from the past. Huawei's mobile phone business is back, and the reshuffling of the mobile phone market structure will begin again. On the one hand, Huawei's return will intensify competition in the domestic mobile phone market, and other mobile phone brands will need to increase research and development and marketing efforts to maintain their position. On the other hand, Huawei's competitiveness in overseas markets will continue to improve, which will affect the market shares of other international brands. Of course, Huawei currently does not plan to release Mate 60 Pro overseas, but it does not rule out that other mid to low-end models will not revive. There is news that Huawei has launched a comprehensive plan to return to the global mobile phone market. Huawei is trying to regain its lost market share and face the future with a new attitude. The hot sales of the Mate 60 series of mobile phones are enough to prove that Huawei has the ability to do this, and its primary competitor is Apple. It is expected that in the fourth quarter, Huawei and Apple's new flagships will compete fiercely, and Huawei is expected to deliver outstanding results. Huawei Mate 60 series mobile phones are back. Are Apple's good days over? Before Apple officially releases the iPhone 15, Huawei's new flagship phone may take away many high-end Apple users, but these are not the only challenges Apple faces. According to the Wall Street Journal, China requires civil servants not to use Apple phones in work settings. Apple's prospects in the Chinese market are unpredictable, with its market value plummeting by 1.4 trillion yuan, and a ban on Apple sales may begin. In the past 2 years, when Huawei's mobile phone business suffered setbacks, Apple's life has been very comfortable. After all, Huawei is Apple's main competitor in the Chinese market, and it will not be easy for other mobile phone manufacturers to shake Apple's high-end market position. Due to Huawei's strong performance in the Chinese market, Apple's share of the Chinese market has been squeezed to a certain extent. However, because Huawei's business has been suppressed by the United States, Huawei mobile phones cannot be sold in the U.S. market, which provides Apple with more opportunities in the U.S. market, including in the Chinese market. Huawei lost its Kirin chips and 5G network capabilities, making Apple's position in the domestic market more stable. Therefore, the saying Huawei falls, Apple is full, is widely circulated on the internet. Huawei's vacant high-end market share is naturally filled by Apple, but now Apple's good days are over. Huawei Mate 60 Pro, Pro Plus and Mate X5 are all on sale. There was no publicity or press conference. They were quietly launched on the shelves, but attracted countless consumers to grab them, and they were sold out within seconds. Everyone has bought Huawei's new flagship. Will they still choose the upcoming iPhone 15? Things have just begun. Apple's market value plummeted by 1.4 trillion yuan. In the 2 days of September the 6th and September the 7th, Apple's stock price fell by 3.6% and 2.9% respectively, a total decline of 6.5%, evaporating US $189.8 billion in market value, approximately 1.4 trillion Chinese yuan. The plummeting market value of Apple is not without reason. The Chinese market is an important source of revenue for Apple. Now the Chinese market is ushering in a strong return of Huawei's mobile phone business, and the popularity of the Mate 60 series of mobile phones is beyond imagination. In addition, there is another thing that Apple did not expect, that is, the iPhone will be banned. Is Apple iPhone banned from sale? It is not a trivial matter for a country to ban the sale of the iPhone. The iPhone has a huge influence on a global scale. Hundreds of millions of iPhones are shipped every year. Once the iPhone is banned, it means that things are not that simple. For example, Russia has announced a ban on the sale of iPhones and banned public servants from using iPhones in work settings. China seems to be following suit. According to the Wall Street Journal, China requires civil servants not to use iPhones and other foreign brand devices at work. The state's intervention means that Apple's iPhones are not 100% safe and trustworthy in some official scenarios, no matter how powerful the A-series chips are, how smooth the iOS system is, and no matter how well Apple protects user privacy. Some things cannot be changed as long as Apple is an American company. What's more, the persona of the American Matrix is already rock solid. Chinese digital security companies have released more than 360 reports on the United States spying on other countries and stealing data and information. The famous PRISM incident deeply revealed how the United States monitors and steals secrets on the internet. The channels for U.S. surveillance come from giants such as Apple, Google, and Amazon, and their products may become tools for U.S. surveillance. Therefore, apart from the general consumer market, once it comes to the official level of national security, iPhones and other devices from the United States must be used with caution. Especially in the current technology war, some things have to be guarded against, and the ban on Apple sales may begin from now on. Apple is facing more and more challenges. Can it withstand it? On one side is the return of Huawei's mobile phone business, and on the other side is China's official ban on the use of Apple. It seems that Apple's decline in market value is not accidental. His operations in the Chinese market have become troubled, and it may not be that easy to make money comfortably and safely. Apple is facing more and more challenges. Can it still withstand it? At present, Apple is already thinking of ways to deal with it. One of the measures is to increase the level of self-developed core technology, including the development of 5G baseband chips. According to well-known analyst Ming Chi Kuo, Apple is expected to launch an iPhone equipped with a self-developed 5G baseband chip in 2025. Once it has a self-developed baseband chip, Apple will no longer rely on other chip manufacturers such as Qualcomm, thereby reducing dependence and costs on the supply chain. Moreover, Apple will have greater autonomy and flexibility, and will be able to explore and innovate more freely in developing and optimizing 5G technology, thereby improving the quality and performance of its products. Solving the signal problem for consumers can further consolidate its competitive advantage in the global smartphone market, increase Apple's market share and enhance its brand value. Of course, Apple is also adapting to the development of the times. Apple is forming a team of 16 experts to develop conversational AI and benchmark against the mainstream generative artificial intelligence currently on the market, ChatGPT, Wernzinyan, etc. If Apple can get a share of the AI wave and regain the attention of the capital market, it will be helpful to boost market value and increase revenue. No matter what, Apple is Apple after all. Even if its market value has evaporated by US $189.8 billion, it still has a market value of US $2.79 trillion as of September the 8th. Perhaps achieving a skyrocketing market value will happen overnight for Apple, but one thing is certain, that is, the return of Huawei's mobile phone business will bring a lot of trouble to Apple. If iPhone 15 wants to deliver outstanding performance this year, it will be difficult in one word. The United States has strong chip design capabilities and is currently building high-end chip factories through TSMC, Samsung and other projects to build factories in the United States. It is possible to master powerful chip manufacturing technology in the future. The United States always has to sell so many chips it produces. Who should they sell them to? There is no more suitable sales environment than the Chinese market. So the three giants in the United States collectively announced that they opposed the U.S. restrictions on Chinese chips and persuaded the Biden team to change their minds. However, the United States still did not give up and still refused to let go of high-end chips. People's Daily. Abandon all illusions. China has a huge consumer market and manufacturing market. According to statistics, China's annual chip imports exceed US $300 billion, and with the rapid development of emerging technologies such as 5G, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things, China's demand for chips will further increase. Although China's integrated circuit imports have declined since 2023, it is still the world's largest chip consumer market. China has also been vigorously promoting independent innovation and development in the chip industry, encouraging local companies to strengthen research and development and investment, and improving the core competitiveness of the chip industry. These factors will keep China's chip demand in good shape. If American chip giants want to do business and make money, they cannot miss the Chinese market. Unfortunately, the U.S. chip export control rules have caused U.S. companies to face many variables. The high-end chips that Chinese customers want cannot be sold, and mid to low-end chips can basically be manufactured in China. If this continues, when China fully conquers high-end chip technology, U.S. chips will no longer be available. It's not that easy to sell to China. So the three American chip giants, Nvidia, Intel, and Qualcomm, collectively announced that they would persuade the Biden team to let them drop sanctions and not affect their business in the Chinese market. The attitude of American chip giants towards the Chinese market is obvious. No one will have trouble with money. Moreover, the current life of American companies is not easy, with revenue and profits declining a lot, and they must find a suitable consumer market to sell their chips. If you don't sell it now, I'm afraid there won't be any opportunities in the future, because Chinese manufacturers have corresponding layouts in the field of CPU and GPU chips, such as Longshan Hong's self-developed Lunga architecture, and Byron Technology is also stepping up GPU research and development. After his visit to China at the end of August, U.S. Commerce Secretary Raimondo said this in an interview with the program after returning to the United States, saying that the United States can continue to sell more chips to China, but not the top ones. This sentence runs through the chip competition strategy of the United States against China in recent years. Mid and low-end chips can be sold, but high-end chips cannot. The sales of mid to low-end chips in the Chinese market are huge, and with the continuous development of China's economy and the continuous upgrading of technology, the demand for chips will further increase. At present, China's chip market is mainly dominated by foreign manufacturers, such as Intel, Nvidia, Qualcomm, etc. These companies have a very high share of the Chinese market. Therefore, for American companies, huge revenue can be obtained by selling low and mid-range chips to China. However, restricting the sale of high-end chips and technology to China may hinder China's independent innovation and development in the chip field. High-end chips and technologies are the core supporting the development of various emerging technologies, such as 5G, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, etc. These technologies are crucial to China's future economic development and national security. If China cannot obtain high-end chips and technology, it will need to rely on imports and technology transfer, which will limit China's independent innovation capabilities in key areas. The United States wants to prevent China's high-tech development so that the United States can maintain its leading position in science and technology. The United States still refuses to give up. From the beginning to the end, the United States has never given up its focus on Chinese chips. Making money is one thing, but technological competition is another. American chips have a great influence around the world. These chips are widely used in various fields, such as smartphones, computers, network equipment, etc. Undeniably beautiful Chinese chips are of great significance to the development of the global technology industry. American chip technology can be seen everywhere on the market, but in the face of the United States' use of technological advantages to arbitrarily restrict the development of other countries, we cannot remain indifferent. The People's Daily has said that all illusions must be abandoned, and companies must carry out independent research and development. Ni Guannan, an academician of the Chinese Academy of Engineering, also said that core technologies cannot be bought or exchanged. Therefore, if you want to hold the core technology in your own hands, you have to rely on yourself. You can cooperate with American companies, but the premise is that you cannot create a dependence mentality. While cooperating, you must not leave behind the self-developed technology. You must even learn from the foreigners to learn from them, and learn from them. The key to China's scientific and technological development lies in the improvement of innovation and independent research and development capabilities. In order to achieve this goal, it is necessary to continue to increase investment in the field of science and technology and continuously increase the proportion of investment in scientific and technological research and development. It is also necessary to establish a more complete scientific and technological innovation system, promote the deep integration of technology and industry, and strengthen collaborative innovation among various industries. For example, in the field of intelligent manufacturing, technologies such as artificial intelligence, big data, and the Internet of Things can be deeply integrated with traditional manufacturing to achieve intelligent and digital transformation. Chips are the cornerstone of the development of various technology industries. Only by solving the problems of chips can upper-level applications realize the ideology and achieve the desired breakthrough results. There is a complete showdown between China and the United States. China is determined to develop its own chips, and the United States has also shown its willingness not to give up export controls on high-end chips. In this case, it can only abandon all illusions, accumulate experience, and even make great achievements. Recently, China decided to completely ban the sale of American chips in the domestic market, and officially announced this decision, which has attracted widespread attention and discussion from the outside world. This move is to safeguard the country's information security and national interests, as well as protect the legitimate rights and interests of Chinese enterprises and consumers. A spokesman for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that any products that threaten China's national security will be banned from entering the Chinese market. After a series of legal and public testing processes, China discovered that some U.S. chip products had security issues that leaked user information, especially in areas involving the transfer of important national information. These security risks have become more sensitive. Therefore, after the authoritative test results came out, the Chinese government decided to take comprehensive ban measures to ensure national information security. This decision triggered heated discussions in foreign media. Many media expressed dissatisfaction with China's move, and believed that China was suppressing the development of international competitors. However, China's position is clear. Only ensuring national security and consumer rights is the most important thing. In the past, the United States has taken various unfair measures against Chinese companies and suppressed Chinese technology companies such as Huawei. China has only responded to the unfair actions of the United States in the same way. America's dissatisfaction stems from its overconfidence and hegemony. They believe they have a right to other countries' technology and resources, and when Chinese companies have technology that surpasses that of the United States, they feel threatened and take action. However, China will not target companies from any country and will take necessary measures only when there is conclusive evidence that there is a security risk. The implementation of this ban will have a major impact on the chip industries of China and the United States. Technically, China may be slightly inferior in some areas, but with its perseverance and hard work, China will surely reach a higher technological peak. From a consumer market perspective, China is one of the world's largest population markets and has huge demand for chips and other electronic information products. Past sanctions have made chip manufacturers such as the United States feel the importance of the Chinese market to them, although banning the sale of U.S. chips in the Chinese market may have a certain impact on companies such as Micron. Its overall sales data shows that the Chinese market only accounts for about 10% of Micron's sales. At the same time, the United States has also stated that it will seek other cooperation channels and requires other chip manufacturers not to fill the vacancies in the Chinese market, which may lead to turmoil in the global market. In short, U.S. hegemony and self-assertion cannot shake China's determination and confidence. China has made major breakthroughs in the chip field and has a solid foundation in independent research and development, rather than being restricted and bullied by others. China should strengthen independent innovation and protect its own technology and security. History has proven many times that only by becoming stronger can we truly achieve confrontation and counterattack. China strictly prevents U.S. chip imports to maintain national information security. Currently, the Chinese government has decided to completely ban the import of U.S. chips and made this move on the grounds of safeguarding national information security. As a rising power, China has been paying close attention to national security issues in the technological field, and this move also attaches great importance to and responds to national security issues. For China, national security is the most important, and any products that may threaten national security should be dealt with promptly. Recently, China discovered safety issues during formal testing of Micron and other products, especially those involving the transmission of important national information. These security risks will seriously threaten the information security of the country and individuals, so the Chinese government has made the decision to completely ban imports. The purpose of this decision is to protect the country's information security and safeguard the legitimate rights and interests of citizens. However, China's move has attracted discussion and criticism from some foreign media, who believe that China is restricting the progress of international competitors. However, it is not. What China is doing is only for its own national interests and the well-being of its people. This is a choice that any country should make. In the past, the United States has adopted unfair sanctions against Chinese companies and suppressed well-known companies such as Huawei. China has only treated American companies in the same way. America's dissatisfaction stems from its overconfidence and hegemonic mentality. The United States believes that it has the right to own the technology and resources of other countries and gradually monopolize the global market. However, with the rise of Chinese technology companies, they felt threatened and took a series of unfair actions. However, China will not easily target companies from other countries and will only take necessary measures when there is conclusive evidence that there is a security risk. Banning the import of U.S. chips will have a major impact on the chip industries of China and the United States. From a technical perspective, China may be slightly inferior in some areas, but with its perseverance and hard-working attitude, China will surely climb to higher technological heights. From a consumer market perspective, China is one of the most populous countries in the world and has huge demand for chips and other electronic information products. Past sanctions have made chip manufacturers such as the United States realize the importance of the Chinese market, although a ban on U.S. chip imports may have a certain impact on companies such as Micron. The Chinese market only accounts for about 10% of Micron's overall sales. At the same time, the United States said it would seek other cooperation channels and asked other chip manufacturers not to fill the gap in the Chinese market. However, this could cause global market turmoil. However, China has made major breakthroughs in independent chip research and development, which is an important driving force for the development of China's chip industry, regardless of whether it bans American chips or not. U.S. sanctions on Chinese chips continue. Therefore, China should continue to work hard to improve its independent research and development capabilities, strengthen international cooperation, and promote the sustainable development of the chip industry. China's ban on imports of U.S. chips has once again highlighted the importance of national security. National security is the cornerstone of national development. China has always adhered to the principle of patriotism as the core to protect national security. We will not ignore the existence of any products that are harmful to national security and interests, and resolutely safeguard our own development rights. Through this incident, we should realize the importance of strong technological strength to national development. In global economic competition, technological innovation and the mastery of core technologies are very important. Governments and enterprises should increase support and investment in the chip industry and promote the independent development of chip technology. Only by mastering core technologies can we remain invincible in international competition and avoid being technologically blocked and sanctioned by other countries. Subsequently, we should see the deep-seated issues behind this incident, namely the importance of international scientific and technological competition and cooperation. Countries should carry out scientific and technological exchanges and cooperation based on the principles of equality and mutual benefit to achieve common development and prosperity. Only by promoting global scientific and technological cooperation and development with an open and inclusive attitude can we truly benefit the people of all countries in the world. Let us work together to build a harmonious and stable international science and technology environment. A few days have passed since the release of Huawei's new phone, but the hot discussion about Huawei has not stopped, especially the news that Huawei has broken the chip blockade in a new way. The family is worried. Huawei's breakthrough not only won hearts and minds, but even CCTV praised Huawei's feat of breaking through the shackles. The People's Daily was even more sharp-tongued, calling the new Huawei Mate 60 a steam engine. Obviously, this is China's most powerful response to countries that suppress Huawei. What's even more gratifying is that Huawei's new phones are very popular among consumers. Huawei's offline stores have been queuing up to buy them in recent days. Unfortunately, due to insufficient mobile phone storage, they have already been sold out. It is reported that Huawei has added approximately 15 million to 17 million mobile phone production orders to meet the purchase needs of more consumers. What does it mean for Huawei to break through the chip blockade? First of all, Huawei broke through the chip blockade and released new phones, which means that it still maintains its ability to innovate in the field of wireless communications. Despite facing pressure from the West, Huawei has successfully broken through the blockade with its independently developed chip technology and strong research and development capabilities. This not only proves Huawei's strength in the chip field, but also shows Huawei's strength and influence as a leading global technology company. The release of new phones can not only meet the needs of consumers, but also demonstrate to the market Huawei's ability to be independent of external restrictions. Secondly, Huawei's breakthrough in chip blockade and release of new phones is of great significance to the maintenance and expansion of Huawei's own market share as a mobile phone manufacturer. Huawei has always enjoyed recognition in the global market with its high-quality products and excellent performance. However, due to the impact of sanctions, Huawei has been subject to certain development restrictions in overseas markets.